Hello, everybody. How are you doing? It is Saturday morning. I'm out in the shop today for a little bit. Just going to do some knocking around. Got some housekeeping things to take care of here real quick. First off, every one of you who went over and helped Robert Dudinsky reach his goal, subscribing, thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. I know he does. I was online with him during the last 3 or 4 subs, and it was super exciting for him. I was super excited. He hit the 1,000 and he went out to go ahead and sign up for the monetization. And the rule is you have to have 1,000 viewers and 4,000 hours of view time in a 365-day period. So he's got a few hundred hours of view time. He's gonna start working on some videos. So if you guys have some free time, here and there, go check out some of his videos and try to kind of push his view time up a little bit. It's always something. YouTube makes it difficult, and it's hard for people to overcome some of these barriers. But I know he will get there, and I'm thankful for all of you who helped him out, and many of you were already subscribers, and you mentioned that. Thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate it, and I know from the bottom of his heart, Robert does too. So thank you. Next up, Ernie. I'm gonna hope I pronounce his last name right. Boraga, I do believe is how it's pronounced. Ernie is a good buddy of mine. We have hung out at a couple of pin shows together. He lives over in Louisville, so my old stomping ground, and he sent me something, and I want to show you what it is. Hang on. Check this out. Ernie specializes in making these pin blanks. They are made with watch parts. They are incredible. This one is tubed for a junior gent, so I need to get online and order a junior gent kit from Classic Nib, because I need one to make this pin, and I will do a video when I make it. I'm super excited. I mean, just take a look at that. Isn't that beautiful? He's got a paint process he does, and these tubes are gorgeous. And what I will do is when I do the video, I'll get all of Ernie's pertinent information and get it put online, so you guys, if you're interested, can check them out, because he does sell these. But that thing is stunning. I absolutely love it. Beautiful. That's definitely something to look forward to on the channel. That'll be coming soon. Probably later today. I have a note card here. Let me see. Here it is. This is my note card, and it's probably hard to read all that stuff just on the video, but those are things that I need to pick up. Some of it is for the shop, so it's broken down by Rockler, Menards, eBay, and to-dos. And then I've got on there on the back of that I have Classic Nib, which is where I'm going to go order my junior gent from. And I'll browse around and see what else they got out there. Classic Nib always has some really cool stuff, so check those guys out. And I will get you the info on Ernie whenever I do the video. He gave me his website the other day, or his Facebook channel the other day that he sells from, but I'd really rather go ahead and do the video and put it all together. The next thing I'm working on that you guys are going to see is this is the fountain pen that I made the other day. This is a fountain pen I made a while back, and you can kind of take a look at it. Now, this one's got some wear and tear on it because I use it all the time, but this is the Classic Elite, and this is the European, and you can kind of take a look at the kits and see the difference. What I thought I would do today is kind of do a comparison between this one and this one, and I've got my bottle of ink here. This is my Twisby ink, and I think it's called Sapphire Blue. I don't remember exactly, but I'm going to go ahead with the converter on that. We're going to pull some ink up in it, and we're going to do a little testing with it and just see how I like the point. I'm really hoping, okay, we talked about it. I'm not a huge fan of these pens, but they've got the clips, they've got the nib inside right here, the fountain pen nib. They've got the converter. There's a lot of pluses going for this pen if it writes nicely. And if it writes nicely, I'll explain what I'm going to do with all of those parts. And lastly, I had posted about my vacuum cleaner where I tried to put a piece of rubber over the hole. And as I was editing the video, it hit me. I have a whole roll of aluminum flashing in my cabinet, and I have hundreds of rivets, pop rivets. So, and people actually suggested that on the comments. Why don't you just use a piece of aluminum? That's what I'm going to do. So I'm hoping to get that done today. We're going to take that rubber off of there. I'm going to drill a few extra holes around that hole. I'm going to cut out a nice little piece of aluminum flashing and pop rivet it on there. There'll be nothing to catch or scratch your leg on, like the screws could do that where they stick out. That won't be there. It'll seal it. It should fit nicely. I can kind of conform it by bending it, around the contour of the canister. And I think that's going to be the way to fix that. So those are the things that I have that I want to work on today. Will I get all those done? I don't know. Will I do something else? Probably. You know me. So I'll keep you guys posted on whatever happens in the shop today. I just finished shooting an upcycling video where I made this aluminum patch and I used pop rivets to attach it to my old shop vac canister and close up the hole where the old hose used to poke through. The only thing I wish I would have done differently is I wish I would have shot the rivets in from the outside. Hindsight's always 20/20, but you know what? It's a trash can and it's going to work perfect for what I want to use it for in my shop. I did have a casualty whenever I was shooting that video. I used a 3/16 pop rivet and it has gotten stuck inside of my pop rivet tool. So I'm working feverishly to remove that pop rivet from this tool so I don't have to purchase another one. I've had this one for a long time. You know, it's not a top of the line or anything, but it's always done a great job for me. And I'd like to get that rivet out of it so that I can keep using it for many years to come. As you can see, I've got the pop rivet loose. Go ahead and pull it out. It looks like, as you can see, I've got the pop rivet sticking out of the bottom of the tool. It is still kind of stuck in there. I think what happened is, see how it bent a little bit? And I think as I crimped it, the aluminum shaft here bent. And what I ended up doing is I took my Dremel tool and I just basically cut a little notch right there, and I took a punch tool, put it on top of the pop rivet and opened this up, punched it, and it popped out. And then I pulled it this far out, and now I'm gonna have to get a pair of pliers and pull it the rest of the way out. But I think we'll be fine once I get it out of the, up here it comes, it's coming loose. I think I'll be, well, maybe not. Once I get it the rest of the way out of there, I think I'll be fine. I'll go ahead and do another test rivet or two and just make sure that it's still gonna work. I finally got that pop rivet out. I just ended up having to grab it by hand and wiggle a little bit. I think the back end of it, I guess it got crushed back here on the back. But let's test it and make sure it still works. Let's put a rivet in there. All right, good. And does it come out? Perfect. I don't know what happened to that one. Like I said, it looked like it was bent, and I guess the back where it popped off must have just got hung up in there. But at least with that little hole in there, if another one gets stuck, I know exactly what to do to remove it. I don't really have any shop plans for today, so what I thought I would do is I ran up to the loft and I got a couple of boxes of pin blanks, and I'm going to start making some chaos blanks. If you guys are interested in these, let me know and I'll post them to this channel like I've done in the past. But I have a couple of people who've contacted me privately and they want to get some chaos blanks. They missed out the first time or the second time around. So we're going to try to make some really, you know, just some fun blanks, and I'm going to do it for them. But if anybody else is interested, let me know, and if I get a decent amount of interest, I'll post a video. Otherwise, I won't bug you guys with them. I'm ready to begin squaring the blanks. I've got everything laid out. There were some blanks that I started squaring a while back, mostly maple, walnut, and a few mahogany. I've got them laying over here. I'm not sure if this will be my glue up table or if I'll glue up over here after I get done cutting. But yeah, I've got some really cool blanks, and there's some on the other side of the fence too. So some Bacote, some really awesome wood there. I'm gonna try to mix these up really good and make some really cool looking chaotic blanks. I've even got one, looks like 2 Spectraply blanks in there. I went and looked at a few others, but they were super bright colors and it just didn't quite fit. I think these being more subtle will be okay because of the darks and the lights. So I'm gonna get to squaring and get to gluing in a little while. I've got all of my blanks laid out. When you look at them, there's sets of 2. This is the way I start. I glue the sets of 2 together, and then I'll glue sets of 4, etc., etc. The sides that are facing have all been jointed. What has not been jointed or squared is the ends where they meet. So these are all going to go back to the table saw, and I'm going to chop off each of the ends of the blanks so they butt together nicely before I start gluing. There are 34 total sets, and the sets are maybe roughly 12 inches long. There's a bunch there, and the rest are over here on the table saw. I'll start with these, and as I joint these, I'll just put them back together in order, and I'll just start setting them up here. This is my area to set them to get them out of the way. I'll probably put another piece of cardboard up there and do a second layer, third layer, fourth layer. You know, technically, if I think about it, I guess I could use my maker cart. I think that's what I'll do, is I'll use the maker cart because all those shelves are empty, and I'll just set one of those shelves up there, loaded up, and then I can slide it in the cart until I get ready to glue. I'm hoping to get the first layer of glue done tonight, but we'll just see how kind time is to us. I started glue ups. There's 2 full sets and then 1 partial set. I've got the other 2 pieces for that set still on the table saw. I've got this shelf and this shelf completely full from front to back of blanks that are ready to be glued up. And this is the shelf that I'm working off of. So I had to take a little break. When you do here's the 2 pieces for the one that's left over there. When you do the 2s, that's one of the longest parts of the process, because well, let's just talk about it. When you go to prepare the pieces, I had them all laid out, so I was able to joint them, boom, boom, boom. I mean, it was a nonstop process, one after another. Then I had to trim the ends so they were square on the ends. Same thing, they were already laid out. I just grabbed them, busted the ends off of them, and laid them on these shelves. So while that did take some time, at least you can go start to finish and you can complete the process. When you're making twosies, you get slowed down, because what happens is I use all these hand clamps, these they're like big clothespins. I don't know what else to call them. And I use those to hold the blanks together, and then a long clamp end to end to squeeze them together so I don't have a gap where the ends are. And then you have to wait 20, 30 minutes for those to dry. So I've got probably 10 minutes left, and then I can start another glue up. So, you know, it's just one of those things where this is the slow, monotonous part. Once you get past twosies, heck, you throw them on the saw, you joint one's edge on a couple of blanks and use some of these longer clamps, and boom, you can put 2 and 3 sections together at a time, and it moves a whole lot quicker. So, you know, it's just one of those things. It's a lot of fun to do. I enjoy making them. I am super happy with this dust collector. I mean, I had a little bit of chips on top of the table saw, a little bit of chips on the floor in front of it, but man, before I would have had sawdust all over the shop. I am so pleased with that dust collector. I'm so glad that I finally went ahead and put that thing together. But it's going to be about it for me, guys. Like I said, I may stick around out here and do another glue up or two, but it's almost 7 o'clock, and really I need to get in the house, and I got a few things to take care of in there. I've got my list of things that have got to get ordered, so I'm probably going to call it quits. You guys have a great evening, and I will talk to you again very, very soon.